Hey there, Virgo. Ashley here. We're going to do your reading for the week of March 7th. We are going to take a peek at last week's Pisces new moon to see how that impacted you. And then we'll take a peek into next week as well and see what's going on. I want to say for some of you, I feel like you're going to come into maybe some new friendships. Some folks that you feel like better resonate with your level of consciousness, your almost kind of, there's a little bit of rebellious nature here to this week. Like you're kind of stepping out on a limb to do something differently here. And I feel like because you do that, there's some folks that show up or kind of stand up behind you in support of your particular vision or views on something. So interesting. We're going to pull some tarot and clarify, see what that's about. And it looks to me like there may have been something with that new moon that needed surrendered here. So there could have been something that closed out or that you were actively releasing during that new moon. There's a lot going on as far as relationship at the time of the new moon. It has been ongoing, but it kind of came to a head as Venus and Mars together met with Pluto during the new moon. So a lot of people are exiting old relationships and entering into new ones as we kind of shift and evolve, right? And it just happens to be happening on a collective level. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Five of Wands. The Lovers, what did I say? The High Priestess, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, interesting. I do feel like there's something in the past that you've had to release. You've learned a lot from that. There's been a lot of, I feel like, light bulbs go off for you as a result of that relationship or soulmate, or it could even be a friend, right? But I do feel like there's new people coming in here. We have the Three of Cups as your center card. So this could be extra time with friends that just seem to, it just is easy, right? Like you connect easily with these people. There's not a lot of conflict here. I do feel like you're trying to kind of play your cards right because of what you've experienced in the past. Like maybe it was loss or betrayal or rejection. So you're maybe a little bit gun shy in fully opening up to some new people or experiences. It could be that you're just trying to feel things out a little bit before you jump in, right? Just as a measure of self-preservation here. But we will clarify and see what's going on there. Bottom of the deck, Four of Swords, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So definitely in this healing period after a long-term connection. This could have been a marriage here, right? And there you are, Virgo. You're now single, healing from a long-term connection that you had to walk away from. And it could be that you were the one to communicate that this needed to end. And it looks like It hasn't been an easy go of it, but I do feel like you've maybe even been in a little bit of a hermitage since this ended. You know, just doing healing, not really getting out there much. It could be that you even kind of pulled back from a lot of the friends or family that you know well, even people that were supportive of you, just to kind of give yourself some time, you know, just some peace and quiet. I need to heal, right? All right, so last week we have the card of surrender. Just kind of a gentle letting go is what I feel like with this card, but it tends to happen after a period of maybe fighting something, right? It's like we don't want to let go of something, or having a hard time releasing something. But I do feel like last week there was something about that lunation or the astrology for you in particular, Virgo, that kind of helped ease the release a little bit more, right? And that's why Pisces in particular, a new moon in Pisces, all that activity that was happening in Pisces can be helpful, because it's like this nice flow. It can kind of just pull the energy away to where it's just easier to let go of something. We have the Five of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Lovers. I do feel like you've taken some time in recent history to really reflect and try and learn from this previous relationship experience, right? Well, let's clarify and see what other details we can get here. With the Five of Pentacles, we have the World. Yeah, something has ended. A cycle has closed. And when we get the World card, while it is a victory, you know, we've accomplished something. We've accomplished a lesson. It's not been an easy road like it ever is, right? But it's been a difficult journey. And the Queen of Swords, I do feel like it could have maybe even been communicated. This is done. It's clearly done. There was clarity here that it was officially over. You know, because in some ways in some cases, it's like you go through the divorce or the ending, you move out, all this stuff happens, and on some level, it's still not completely clear that it's over until that energetic connection is severed, right? So it can still be like we're holding on to something. But I do feel like here that has been severed. With the Page of Swords, we have the King of Swords and the Page of Wands. It could be that this person, this ex, has been attempting to communicate with you, to keep that door open with you. So again, they didn't want that energetic cord to get severed. And it does look like this was a strong soulmate connection here. I do feel like this person keeps an eye on you and what you're up to. Let's get some more on these pages. What's this about? We have the Ace of Cups. It could be that they're watching you move on to something new here. This could also be an ex that has been trying to keep the door open, to keep the door open and the love alive, to keep you from moving on completely, right? So sometimes this can be like that breadcrumbing energy where they just give you enough of information or communication or attention to keep you from cutting them out completely. For others, it can simply be that you're experiencing their resistance to letting go. Just like you will have it, they will too, right? Change is not something anyone deals with perfectly. Not until you've had lots and lots of conscious practice, right? So let's clarify these lovers. Now for some of you, this could be a twin flame separation, right? Got a lot of pairs showing up here. With the lovers, we have the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Cups. Again, there's a lot of communication here, or at least attempts at communication. And it could be that this person has tried to keep the something afloat in this connection. But I also feel like there was a lot of drama here, maybe backstabbing, immaturity, particularly here with these pages showing up. This can be someone kind of behaving from their inner child. Now there could be children involved, right? So for some of you, that is clearly the case. We've got children here on the Ten of Cups, and then these two pages here. It could even be an air sign and a fire sign child showing up here. Now this could be that you've had to communicate with the children recently that this was coming to an end, and that both of you and your ex-spouse, or you didn't have to be married, right? But there was communication here that things were over. This is ended. Cutting this out, we're calling this good, right? So whether that was something you were having to communicate with your ex or with your kids, or maybe this is just some clarity you came into within yourself where you finally seen that what's done is done, right? So take that as it resonates. We're going to look at this by the book in the reverse. So upright, you can see it's this little trail of elephants from big to small. So again, some signs that there's potentially children involved here, right? Could be moving into being a single parent. But by the book, we're following in line, right? We're one after the other. We're taking things step by step. We're behaving according to the rules. When that card is in reverse, we're kind of taking a more rebellious approach to something. We have the Ace of Cups, Three of Cups, and the High Priestess. Now, for some of you, this dynamic in the past has ended because you've fallen for someone else, right? And that could be something that's been kept a secret up until this point. That doesn't mean that you were out there cheating, right? It could just be that someone new showed up to help instigate the ending that may have already been slowly taking place between you and this person, right? We have the Ace of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the High Priestess. Now, for some of you, someone is really kind of, I'm actually seeing the visual of like a horse that stands up on its hind legs and kind of kicks its front legs, like bucking up, like someone's fighting this coming to an end, and wants to continue to go against the grain here and do something that is not by the book, that is rebellious, and that could be trying to come back together here. I do also feel like there's a lot of women behind the scenes here. So this could be friends, a mother figure, bosses, whatever, that are really kind of trying to support you at this time, especially if you're cutting something out from the past and trying to go it alone, especially if you have kids, right? This is a new experience for you. Let's clarify. I'm getting a lot coming through there. So just take what fits and leave the rest. But Ace of Cups. We have the King of Cups. Wanting to follow our heart. Now this could be a water sign showing up here for you again that has been hidden. We have the High Priestess here. It is Pisces energy, but it's secrets. It's hidden. Not all has been revealed here. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. There's definitely someone here that's wanting to put in the time and effort to have a new loving beginning with you. And it could be that they've been waiting for you to be single, right? With the Three of Cups, we have the Queen of Cups. So this could be like, for some of you, this could be some long lost love from a long time ago, right? And it didn't work out or something. You went off, you moved, you did whatever, you got married, you had kids, and now that that's over, it's like this person shows back up. Interesting. It does look like it's kind of up to you as to whether or not you pursue this union, right? And it could be that you're having a hard time making that decision. Now, for some of you, we've got the King and Queen of Swords. We had the King and Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This King and Queen of Cups could still be the same person that you split off from in the past, right? So just take it as it resonates. It still seems to me that if that's the case, this person still wants to put in the time and effort and have a new beginning here with you, and you're stuck deciding if that's something you want to do. Let's look at this High Priestess. We have the Nine of Swords and the Empress. Not sure if this is what my intuition is telling me to do. I don't know if there's growth here. I'm uncertain if this will work. Again, strong twin flame stuff showing up here. Just saying. So if you're dealing with a twin flame, especially if it's the masculine that's coming back wanting to reunite, it could be that the divine feminine here is having a hard time deciding if she trusts this to move forward. But yeah, there's a lot of questions up in the air. You're not sure if this is the right thing to do. What's also interesting, we have the 1111 card here. It's the Four of Wands, right? Which for me tends to signify union. What's interesting here as well is that this by the book card is an 11 in reverse. So it's like this uncertainty of, do I go this way? Is this how it's supposed to happen? Kind of an interesting dynamic here. Now, for some of you, I'm also feeling like you're probably somewhat more evolved, more awakened, or more consciously aware than this partner. Like they're a step behind you. And that's not a judgment here. That's probably something you've already noticed, right? That it's like you go through these lessons and then they go through similar lessons. And then when you've moved on to the next thing, they're just starting to get into it. So I do feel that for some of you. Now in this next week, we have Birds of a Feather. Now you can see that they're all kind of sitting on different levels of posts here. And this card talks about, you know, finding people, friends, connections, lovers, whatever, that can meet you on your level, and knowing that there are certain people that no longer resonate with you, right? We have the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So again, there's some doubt here as to whether or not this is something that's going to work. But still there's a curiosity. That is there for sure. for the most part, I kind of feel like there's some inner conflict here. Now, for some of you, if this is someone new or someone from the deep, deep past, right? I'm talking like you were together in high school or college and this is years later, right? Maybe you weren't even romantically involved before. Maybe there was just some flirting and here they come again and they want to connect with you. I do still feel like someone here is trying to play their cards right to avoid repeating the past in their own relationship experiences. So let's see. Page of Pentacles. It's this genuine offer of commitment. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So someone is definitely making an offer to the feminine here. And the Death card. So I do feel like this is probably someone from the past that you had to end it with in the past. Sorry, folks. I know not everybody wants to hear that. With the Five of Wands, we have the Knight of Pentacles. I don't feel like this person's going to give up. Holy cow. And the King of Pentacles. Like... I think the only pair so far we haven't seen is the King and Queen of Wands, but I do feel like this person's maybe been super slow about making this move, right? And here's the interesting thing. In this past week, like I said, this probably ended some time ago. It wasn't until last week for that moon that it was just clear that the cord was cut, or there was absolute clarity. I'm cutting this out and I'm moving forward. And of course, especially in a twin flame dynamic, that's exactly when the other partner is triggered to come forward, right? So it's kind of an annoying experience. However, that's what this looks like to me. It's like you decided, all right, we're officially finito. And then here they come, right? But I do feel like maybe you waited for some period of time for this person to actually get into their heart space, to open up, to start looking at themselves, to make a move. I'm going to get one more on that Five of Wands. Six of Cups. For some of you, there's concern here because there are children involved, right? There's this wanting to avoid a whole lot of back and forth because it just confuses things. But I also feel like it's difficult to completely ignore. That's why I was talking about this. Curiosity is definitely here because this is a soulmate, a strong one. With the Four of Wands, look at who's showing up. The Emperor. And the Two of Wands. Like, to this masculine energy, coming together in union with the feminine is the ultimate goal here, the ultimate desire. That's, even if that's not been the case in the past, because this person's been slow to get to this point, right? It could feel like in the past this person didn't want a full-blown commitment. And when I say that, it doesn't mean you weren't in a relationship. Maybe you were committed. But oftentimes we can be in a committed relationship and we're not actually committed. You know what I mean? Like, we might not be going out and sleeping with other people, but full-blown commitment is like, I want to show up every day, I'm going to try my best, and when problems arise, I'm going to face them. I'm going to own my own shit, whatever, right? That's commitment. And I don't think that's what we're taught at all. We're taught codependency, right? So it feels to me like this masculine has come into this understanding that absolute commitment is what they are wanting. They do want to come back together. Let's get this one more on this Two of Wands. Yeah, okay. They've decided they want to heal this. They want, and they, again, this is what they see as their ultimate destiny here, right? So that's what I'm getting. To me, it's pretty clear. I hope I was able to communicate it as clearly as it is showing up here. Some slightly different scenarios came through, but ultimately this is what's going on. It could very well be a twin flame. We've got all the signifiers that I ever look for on the board. So I hope that was helpful. Good luck with your decision, Virgo, and I will see you next week. Bye.